Welcome to You Can Call Me Goddess, because you're so much more than a queen. My name is Vink. I am a trained intuitive energy healer specialized in transforming your body and your life. In this podcast, we are going to be diving into everything to unlock the goddess that you are within you. Think of it as the ultimate glow up from the inside out. It's time to unlock your power. It's time to unlock your magic. So sit back and enjoy the show. Hi, everybody. So I am guessing you have noticed I took action in my previous podcast. We were talking about how I needed a revamp, and it was really time for that revamp. So I got the hit to immediately start making the changes. And I'm the type of person that when I want something, it needs to happen immediately. I need to take action on it straight away. I don't know what you're like, but when I have an idea, it needs to happen immediately. And I can't wait. I'm always chomping at the bit before, I just want it to be done as soon as possible, because when I have that flow of energy and ideas, I'm like, okay, let's get this done. I'm super excited. I can't wait. And having done this, I feel for some reason I have so much more space and freedom to talk about certain topics that I wouldn't have touched upon before, because I felt in the fitness space, we have a lot of trainers in the fitness space, and that's amazing because all of them contribute in a one way or another. But I just felt like with what I'm doing and what I really feel pulled to coaching you and teaching you is so much more than just fitness and nutrition. Yes, I am a fitness coach. Yes, I am a nutritionist, but I am also a trained intuitive and an energy healer. And I feel like that achieving your dream body and achieving your dream life is so much more than just the training part and the nutrition part. It is so much bigger than that, because it goes so much deeper. If you want to achieve your dream body, you need to be basically in love with yourself. You need to love who you are to be fully content with who you are. And if you're in my programs, you understand that when your body is not at the place where you would like it to be, then a lot of the time that means it's communicating to you that something is off. Anything that your body is signaling to you is a message. And that is why I would like to dive into these things so much deeper, dive into the energy work, dive into the intuitive work, and really get you the ultimate goddess glow up from the inside out. And that is why I came up with the name the Goddess Academy is what my whole platform will be about. And this podcast, You Can Call Me Goddess. I mean, I was just I never resonated with queen energy. I was always no, I'm more than just a queen. I'm a goddess. I am a goddess. I see, there I go, almost undercutting what I was about to say. I am a goddess. You're a goddess. And we all have that goddess-like energy within us. And this is all about unlocking that goddess-like energy within you, because you have it. All you got to do is unlock the magic that you have within yourself. So welcome to the You Can Call Me Goddess podcast. I cannot be more excited about this rebrand, and just keep an eye out because I am updating everything as we go. So I will be updating the links. For now, we are still working with the old website. Maybe by the time I release this, it will already have been updated. But if not, I will be updating everything to the Nukes Goddess Academy, which encompasses all my programs and everything that's included. That is not to say, which I would like to also add, that I'm not still doing workouts. That is still in my membership, because I believe to truly embody your goddess-like energy, you need to start acting in that manner. You need to start putting in the action to achieve those results. And I believe being a goddess and being in my true power, I'm the strongest, I'm the fittest version of myself. But we add in a sprinkle of intuition and energy work to get you there as well. So, because that is a little bit more than a sprinkle, actually, because I intuitively scan your bodies and give you advice on that. But it gives you power from the practical side as well, and understanding of how it all works. So I am so excited for this new rebrand. I'm so excited about where this is all going to go. So on that note, today's topic is going to be a little bit controversial, I guess. We're going to touch upon it. I'm going to ease you guys into this world and tell you a little bit more about some things that I've also been working on for the past few years, few years. I've always been kind of interested in this. So if you know me and you know some of the podcasts that I've been recording, I have always believed in energy. I've always believed in like energy work. I've always believed in like manifestation things, energy techniques, that people have. Obviously we all have energy, and that energy speaks to us and that we can read people's energies. And I wouldn't say, like, the thing is, the problem is when you start throwing around the word spiritual, a lot of people always start to think like immediately like, oh, you're like woo woo, you're like a hippie, you drink green juices and do yoga and walk on your bare feet everywhere. No. I've never resonated with that. And I will tell you, and you can listen to this probably in the podcast that is coming up next week, because I did a podcast with Angela, who will also be a guest on my podcast later on, and you'll hear more about her inside the podcast. She is fantastic, and we went to the same intuitive schooling and energy healing schooling, and we work with each other to improve our gifts and to practice on each other and make sure that we're getting, and do reads on each other to make sure that we are always the best of the best. So, and she's fantastic. She has some amazing programs out, and we'll be diving into that next week. So I won't spoil that too much, and she'll be a guest soon, but that is a little preview. Anyways, back to the main topic. What I was saying was that I want to like dive into this a little bit. Where did I go? I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh my God, sorry. So what was I touching upon? That, the spiritual stuff. That's where we were. So the spiritual stuff, with that being said, I remember when I first started or entered this world, like I had another mentor or coach, or I don't know what you'd like to call it. But I remember for the first time I met someone who would read people's energies and work with like energies and chakra healings and reading each other's energies and intuitively tapping in, was years ago. This is almost 7 years ago that I dove into that world. And I remember for the first time in my life, I realized that, to be spiritual, you don't have to be basically floating above the ground, and you don't have to be a hippie, because she had designer clothes. She was like luxurious things. I identified more with her, and what she did for me, and what really led me to want to do this for other people, is she touched the power that I have within me. She made me see how truly powerful of a being that I was, and she unlocked that frequency within me. And obviously then I went on to unlock that further. And the thing is, I don't think she unlocked it. It's something that you have. So it's more like I recognized it and I tapped into that power. And that's what I want you to start doing in this community, with this podcast, with my free resources, in my programs. That's what we're going to be doing. And we're going to be getting you to the highest, most incredible, most powerful, most sexiest, most hottest, most amazing version of yourself. And that includes also your body and looking young and looking fit. I feel that is all part of it. And not only that, I feel they go hand in hand. Because if you truly feel empowered and you've healed all your internal imbalances, I mean, that's a journey. But if you've healed most of your internal imbalances, you automatically get a glow up. You automatically start releasing weight. You automatically your skin starts clearing. Everything starts flowing when you start tapping into who you truly are and what you are here for. So that brings me to the topic, and I wanted to touch upon the podcast that I will probably be uploading next week, because we already touch upon it really lightly. She mentions it, and I thought it would be good to introduce you a little bit to this concept. So if you know me personally, you know that I am diving into some of this stuff already. I do energy work, and with that energy work, you use light energy, high vibe, high frequency energy. But the universe is in balance. So it is always in balance, which means if there's light energy, there's also dark energy. And unfortunately, a lot of people are using darker energies to influence us in a negative way. And I want you to already start thinking about why would they want to influence us in a negative way? They'll disguise it in positive thinking, and I'm going to use an example in a second. So why would they do that? Why would they try to influence us in a way that is negative? A lot of the time, it will go back to like one part of it is following the money. One part of it is so that we stay zombies and sheep and we follow what everybody else is telling us, so that we stay like consuming, like, how would you say that? Like, I have to think of the Lego World movie. I think they did that in the Lego movie, right? Where everybody's just like doing the same thing over and over, and we're in the same cycle, and nobody like actually has a mind or a life of their own, because we're feeding this society that's constantly like, consuming and working and you know what I mean, being a sheep and just listening and doing exactly what the government, what society tells us to do. And the more mindless and disconnected we are, the easier we are to influence, to feed this machine, right? So why does this and how does this tie in with everything that I'm doing? So basically, when it comes to the fitness industry, when it comes to the beauty industry, when it comes to all of these things, there's a lot of low vibe, low frequency ideas out there, which we also refer to as like dark forces, dark energies. And I actually did an entire like training on this and how this all works. And that is why we are going to get you away from those dark energies, dark forces, and get you seeing what is true and what is not. And I've always felt this in my core, especially when you think about like the fitness industry trying to like constantly, why do you think I've spoken about the diet industry, right? It's a $72 billion industry. Why is that? To keep you coming back, to keep you stuck. It is great when you're stuck because you keep consuming and you keep staying stuck in that cycle, so that you keep buying new diets. You keep resorting to new things like Ozempic. You keep doing all of this stuff, so you keep staying in that cycle where you're disconnected from your body and where you are consuming. And so you're feeding this machine, this government, this society, so that the people with the money can make more money off of you, right? So we are going to disconnect you from that negative cycle, and we're going to empower you. What we're going to do, I'm going to empower you. I am going to empower you to start tapping into your own energy, because you have to realize that you don't need any of that external stuff, because you have that power within you. You have all the power within you to be able to tap into that yourself. You don't need Ozempic. You don't need those crazy diets. You don't need like another extreme, crazy, insane workout. You need to be in tune with your body, have an understanding of nutrition, know what you're putting in your body, and also be able to read your own physical body and understand what is going on and how it is communicating to you. So that brings me to the best example for this, especially in this space. Well, there's actually a few examples, but one of the best examples for this is the body positivity movement. Okay. So body positivity movement sounds positive, right? Love your body as is. I agree with that. Love your body as is, but love your body as is and also take care of your body. Also, see that it can achieve more. Don't put yourself in a box and think this is who I am and there is nothing that can change that. I'm just unfortunately built like this, okay? So let's see if we can dive into this. I want you to start thinking for yourself, why would you think that the body positivity movement is actually a low frequency thing? It's a low vibe thing. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it. Why would that be a low vibe thing? Because we should love our bodies, right? I talked about it on this podcast. Like, when you love your body transforms more easily. But what the problem is that people in the body positivity movement, or believing in the body positivity movement, haven't learned how to truly love their body. A lot of the time, what happens is this breeds like complacency. It breeds this belief of not wanting to thrive more. Like, this is where I'm at. I'm okay with that. You're actually not, because otherwise your body wouldn't be holding on to weight. I'm okay with that, and there is no need to push my body to change, because this is how my body is built and nothing can change that. Do you see how that's very limiting? Instead of thinking like, you know, I have this body, but I want better for myself. My body deserves more nourishment. I love it for how it is right now, but I know it can be better. The same thing with you. Like, if you're trying to achieve things in life, would you then in that moment think like, you don't have to hate yourself where you're at right now, right? So look at me and my business. I love where I'm at in my business right now, but I also know the vision that I have for my business. I love where I'm at in my life right now. I mean, I still have to do a little more loving on my life, but I mean, I love in general the life that I have right now. I love who I am right now. I love how my body looks right now. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to challenge myself to potentially do better or get more, you know, achieve more in my business, achieve more in my life. That doesn't mean that I don't have goals and aspirations. That doesn't mean I don't want to help more people. So you can love where you're at with your body and love on your body and find it incredibly sexy and beautiful, but that doesn't mean you can't also want to strive for more and achieve better results. The body positivity movement not only neglects the health aspect of these things, so being obese is not healthy. I don't care how you twist or turn it. If you think about your dog and you think if your dog was obese, would you let your dog stay obese? Would you think that's healthy, or would he probably die from obesity, right? If that's the case, same thing goes for being anorexic. It's the absolute same thing. It's not healthy, right? We know that that's an illness. We know that that's not healthy. So however you twist and turn it, we know there's a specific shape that is healthy for our bodies, a fat percentage that is healthy for our bodies. And everybody has maybe a different shape, but we have that best version of ourselves in that shape. And you are allowed to strive for better and for more. And when you listen to the body positivity movement, it's advertising basically, because it's not even talking about people that are struggling with low weight. It is basically advertising being overweight. And being overweight, what does that do? It keeps you small, it keeps you sluggish, it keeps you consuming. Not only that, it keeps you in that cycle of maybe potentially wanting to lose weight and trying a new diet, or you just consume more crap so that you stay in that shape because it's body love. To me, that is not body love. Body love is taking care of your body. Body positivity is loving your body for what it's doing for you, for where it's at right now, but also seeing that it deserves the best of the best. That is body positivity. That is body love. That is self-love. You deserve better. You can achieve more, but you can love where you're at while achieving more. So this idea, right? This idea disconnects us from our body. It disconnects us from our body because we can just throw our hat in the ring and be like, you know what? I actually love my body the way it is, so I'm not going to listen to it anymore because it is what it is, right? It is what it is. It disconnects you from that body because we see these commercials everywhere and it's okay to be like this, and it is okay, but also don't forget to listen to what your body's trying to communicate. I hope you're following this because it's difficult to explain it in the right way unless you understand the message that I'm sending you. And so that is something that could be disguised as a high frequency, high vibe thing, but actually it's very low vibe. It's low frequency because it's taking you away and it's stopping you from achieving your biggest, highest potential. It is blocking you and saying you should be okay with where you're at and you shouldn't strive for more when you should be striving for more. Not only that, it is giving you this subliminal message that this is your body and you can't change it, and that's the way it is. If I've learned anything through my journey in all areas of life, you are the creator of your own freaking reality. And I have seen this work in multiple ways. When I achieved my bodybuilding shape, and I'm not advising that diet or that extreme everything, whatever I did, but what it did show me was that I was able to achieve so much more with my body than I ever thought was possible. What I'm doing with my life and with my business right now, and with connection and friends and my relationship and all of this stuff, I realize that I am the creator of my own reality. This is a game, and the game, you can ace the game. You can see your life as a game. Don't you want to up level? Don't you want to ace the game? Don't you want to achieve the best of the best? Because if you're in my circle and if you want to work with me, then you do, right? That's what you want to achieve. That's what I can see in you. That's what I know you can achieve. That's what I know I can achieve. But one of those steps is to realize when you are being affected by low frequency, low vibe energy and ideas and thoughts. And so we can go down this rabbit hole, and I'll probably upload more podcasts on this topic, because that is one way that society, the government, whatever, whoever's trying to get money from you is trying to keep you out of your power. And I hate the fact that we are being disempowered, that we are being disconnected from the power that we have within us. So I'm here to help you turn that power on again, like let you see that you have that power within you. And so another idea of this is like nowadays we see social media, right? And I have nothing against social media because I use it myself. But it can be quite like contaminating to your thoughts and your beliefs and your ideas. Very contaminating to your thoughts, beliefs, and ideas, because without you realizing, you're being subliminally messaged by everything that is online, by what you're being shown, by the algorithm, by the TV shows that you're watching, by people around you. You're being subliminally messaged and you're being programmed to believe certain thoughts and belief systems. And let's take the beauty industry, right? Like at the moment, everybody, and that's okay. I have nothing against that because I got Botox myself. I stopped now for over a year, for a year and a half. I haven't gotten it. And I've been doing energy work on my wrinkles and on my face, and I will continue to be doing that. And honestly, the work that I've been doing has been blowing me away because I didn't think that what I was doing was possible. I thought I would I couldn't do what I wanted to do without Botox, but I can, and I'm going to push that needle even further. But other than that, I have never gotten any filler or anything like that in my face, or any other plastic surgery or anything like that. And I honestly don't have anything against it if it's truly what you want. However, the problem is that nowadays it's so accessible, it's so normalized, that the moment you're unhappy with something about your body, you immediately can go and get it fixed by a surgeon or or to go to an aesthetics clinic or something like that. Still all okay. I have no problem with that. The problem that I have with that is that because we can access it so quickly, we don't connect and feel in our bodies and in our soul if that is something that we truly want or need. That means you can go, I don't know if anybody's ever watched Botched, for example, one of my favorite shows, where they show these surgeries gone wrong. And what that really shows me, a lot of those, you've seen the crazy ones, right? Where people really do crazy surgeries. You see, they always add in one crazy story or two. And those people, do they seem connected to who they are? When you see those people, do they seem connected to who they are, or do they feel disconnected? Probably disconnected, right? And so when it comes to you wanting to alter your body, I don't see an issue with that if you truly feel that you've worked through the reason why you want to alter that body part. So if you're struggling with a facial feature, like for example, your nose or something, can you go to the root core of why you feel like you want to change that? Like, what is the core reason you want to change that? It has to do, and it always comes down to self-image and core value, like how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself. If you have healed that perspective of yourself, then by all means, go and do it. But if you haven't healed that, you can alter things about your body and you might not be happy with the result. Why? Because you haven't healed the internal battle. So if you look at these people in botched where they get multiple surgeries and they keep going bigger and changing more things and more things, it's because they are totally disconnected from who they are and they don't love themselves for who they are. So they think if they keep changing the external, the internal will change as a result. And that just doesn't work. It disconnects you further from who you are. Not only that, with all of this, you disconnect yourself from what your body's trying to communicate to you. And with energetic tools and intuitive reads and things like that, you can dive into what your body is actually trying to communicate to you. So for example, when it comes to like if you want fuller lips, you can get fuller lips. You can get fuller lips by listening to why your lips aren't as full as you'd like them to be. And this all comes down to, and we dive into this more in like your body's magic, one of the body manifestation programs that I have, and I have a free masterclass on that too. Check the links. You can check the links and you can take a look and understand how this all works. But basically, this is your body trying to tell you that something is out of balance. And if you reverse that imbalance, you will start getting the physical result that you desire. And the same thing goes with weight loss. Like we often think like, okay, we do understand it to the level where you are like bloating or holding on to weight, even though you feel like you're doing everything right. We can understand it on a level of like, your cortisol is too high. You're not listening to your body. You're overriding what your body needs. You're stressing your body out too much. Your adrenals are through the roof. Like we can understand it through that, and that is all right. But we understand it to that level, and then we don't go and dig further and see, okay, but where is that belief coming from, and why am I stressed out, and how do I shift that belief so that I can actually get the results without taking Ozempic? I can get the results from healing my body from within, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like all of these things and all of this low frequency advice that we're getting out there is causing us to be more and more disconnected from our bodies and more disconnected from what we truly desire. And it's so easy for you to go and get something done and not actually soul search and see if that is something that you needed or wanted, or if that would actually give you what you desired. And if you've done that and then you go, you'll be, first of all, so much more happy with the results. And second of all, you've already like listened and tuned into your body and listened to what it truly needs. But with that being said, if we were to truly listen to our bodies and tap into the energy work that we have available to us and understand that we are only using 7% of our brain. So if we could use all of our brain, we could probably levitate, we could probably manipulate anything in our bodies. But if you can already start expanding the abilities that your brain has through energy work and through intuitive knowledge and expanding your intuition, through all of that, you can also understand that you can start manipulating how your body looks. And we do that with energy healing and energy work, but we also do that with shifting beliefs, because when you start shifting your beliefs, like I did with my Botox wrinkles, with my energetic Botox, the physical symptoms start going away. Even I had a breakout for 3 months, and the breakout was bad and it wouldn't go away. And I honestly didn't dive deep to see what my body was trying to communicate to me. But the moment I did and I shifted it, my skin cleared in 2 days. So this is how powerful that work is. And the more we listen to to social media, to the body positivity movement, to all of them like disconnecting, you see it more than ever now. How many people start looking exactly the same because they're all getting stuff done? And how many people are actually happy with those results? a lot of people aren't happy because they haven't dealt with the internal battle. And that is the same with me achieving my fitness results. Like for my bodybuilding competition, I achieved that lean physique. Why couldn't I maintain it? Why couldn't I hold on to it? Because I was not connected to my body. I was not listening to what my body was trying to say. And the more you connect and the more you understand how all of this works and how the body communicates and how you're being contaminated by other people's thoughts, opinions, and low frequency, dark energy stuff, it's going to affect the decisions that you make, to the point where 95% of the thoughts that you're thinking aren't even your own. I mean, think about it. We have people's thoughts, experiences, social media, the news, TV constantly around us, constantly. And if you believe in energies and frequencies, then you know that you're picking them up here and there. If you believe that when you're walking, when someone's walking behind you, you can feel that energy, right? You can feel the person's energy behind you. How do you explain that unless you have eyes in the back of your head? Unless that's the reason, or you can feel someone's energy. All of people's energy is floating around us. All people's thoughts, opinions, and everything are floating around us. And without us knowing, we are picking up these thoughts and we are somehow making them our own. Even if it's just when you're on your phone and you're scrolling and this ad keeps popping up and you keep scrolling away from it until at some point it is so ingrained in your brain you decide to buy from that ad, right? Because you're like, maybe I do need this. You start questioning what you actually need from this. And I've experienced it myself. I've never in my life wanted to do my lips. Never, ever, ever. Because I've always been quite happy with my lips. I haven't seen the problem with my lips. I've never, ever in my life wanted to do my lips. And then there was a moment in time where I started seeing one of my friends who owns an aesthetics clinic showing me how amazing the work can be. And I totally agree with that. And I more power to you if you feel like that is the right decision for you. But to the point where I started hearing other people, oh yeah, I do it. And so many people doing it that my own belief about my lips started changing. And I felt like I needed to do something to change my lips. I didn't in the end. But that just shows how powerful that is. The same with like weight loss and body type trends, right? Like, I know I love training my glutes and I think it's great. It gives me power and strength, but also the Kim Kardashian thing, right? Where everybody's getting a bigger booty. That's all like what we're getting from the external world, that's the beauty standard, that's what we're meant to be doing. And there's so many more things like this that are influencing our thoughts. So dark energies, low frequency things can be things such as people putting negative thoughts and ideas into your mind, you being contaminated and not even knowing what's your own idea and what's someone else's idea. It's this thing like the body positivity movement where you're basically being disconnected from your body and being told that it's okay to be unhealthy and to basically comply in the situation that you're in. You're not picking it up like that, but that's the broader message behind it. You're just not seeing it because it's being disguised in this positive thing. And I am here to tell you that you're allowed to want better for your body. You're allowed to have aspirations to what you want to start looking like. You're allowed to strive for more and at the same time love where you're at. You're allowed to want to feel empowered. You're allowed to want to change your body in that way that is natural for you. You're allowed to want to change your body as long as it comes from the right place, as long as you've worked through the internal root cause of why you would want to change that body part. And I'm not saying that that's a rule of thumb, but I'm saying that when you do that, you will be more connected to your body, you will get better results, and you'll also be happier for it at the end of the day. If you do something because it's influenced, you're not going to be happy about it because it wasn't your decision in the first place, and then you're still stuck feeling low in your confidence and low about your body and all of this stuff. So anyways, that all to say that, I am here to show you the BS, the bullshit that is out there that is trying to contaminate your minds. I am here to empower you, to show you that you have the power to do whatever you want, that whatever you desire is within reach for you once you start loving yourself, loving your body, and doing and making all of these decisions from that perspective. From the perspective of, I love my body, I love who I am, I know I am meant for more. I want you to start unlocking, because everything that you desire, the only key that you need is for you to heal your self-image and truly love yourself unconditionally. Truly loving yourself, because every person that I speak to struggles with self-worth issues. Everyone. And I want you to start going through the things that you desire in life. And I want you to think about how being self-confident, knowing your worth, knowing your value, loving yourself will get you to those goals, because it will. And even though, and that's the frustrating part, because I know, because I've been through it myself, I thought I had figured out all of my self-worth issues, or I was at least close. I was like, yeah, I've been working on my value for years, only to find out there are so many more areas that I can hone in on my self-worth. So even if you're listening to this right now and you're like, yeah, but Manouk, I've worked on my self-love. I love myself so much. I'm super self-confident. Then what is causing you to not be where you want to be right now, unless you are? And what is causing you to desire more? Or what is something that you notice that you would still, if there's still something that you'd like to change about yourself, then you're not there yet. So, because it all comes down to that. You struggling to find a partner has everything to do with how you view and treat yourself. A partner that loves and respects you, by the way, that is perfect for you. That all has to do, and that is some topics that we're going to be diving into further and further. If you're not achieving the body results that you desire, it all comes back to you're not valuing yourself enough. You're not seeing your own worth, your own strength, your own capabilities. The same in business or in financial abundance, right? There's a lack mindset, a limiting belief there that is keeping you from achieving everything that you desire in life. And we are going to crack the code on all of that inside this podcast, my programs, my page, everything. That is what we're going to be doing. We are going to get you to step into your goddess-like version, the goddess that you are, because you are a goddess. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You are capable of magic, of strength, of unconditional love, of everything that you desire in this life. You have the power to achieve all of it. All you need to do is understand how to unlock that version within you, how to let that goddess that you are out. She's not a queen. She's more than a queen. She's a goddess. That is who you are. So I thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. Feel free to leave any comments about what you thought about the episode and the direction that I'm going with all of this. I'm so excited to have you here and for the new developments and to see you guys grow with me and have you be a part of this amazing journey called life. Anyways, love you all and have an amazing rest of your day, evening, and see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for listening to You Can Call Me Goddess. I am so happy that you joined us in this show today. If you feel like this podcast gave you any sort of life change or value, then share it with someone you think would also get a lot of value out of it. Because maybe it could just be that one thing that changes that person's life. If you enjoyed the show, please give it a nice rating below or in the show, because we would love to expand more on topics that you enjoy and keep this podcast up and running. Anyways, thank you, beautiful, and I hope to see you in the next podcast.